So, remakes and reboots. What are your opinions of them? Sometimes I think people overreact whenever there is news about them. Remember how the internet reacted when the first images of The Crow remake emerged? Personally, I don't really care. Reboots and remakes don't really take away anything from the originals. Either they will be good on their own, or remind you of how good the original actually was. My favorites are The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, My Bloody Valentine, The Ring, Dawn of the Dead, Fright Night, House of Wax, and so on and so forth. But why am I talking about all of this? Why am I not talking about something more relevant to what I have been up to lately? Well, first, that was kind of a short story, so not much else to say. And second, I did see The Strangers Chapter 1. Now, you all may be wondering, how was it? Is it as good as the first movie? I really want to see it in theaters.
Imbecile!
I am here to let you all know if movies are worth your time and money as soon as I possibly can. And I never saw the sequel Prey at Night, but I remembered really liking the first movie when it came out, but thought the concept was kind of a one and done. I wanted to give this movie a fair shot opening night and see if there's anything else that we can get out of the small franchise that is The Strangers. Oh, how wrong I was. I wasn't just wrong about giving this movie the benefit of the doubt of possibly adding more to the Strangers universe, I was also wrong on spending real money on a lazy-ass retelling of the same damn story. Yeah, I am calling out whoever made this remake. It's one of the worst kinds of remakes. Let's go ahead and spoil something that's already rotten in a spooky manner. Okay, this movie is the same as the original, but worse. That's it, review over, have a nice day. Okay, in all seriousness, I am not exaggerating much. It's pretty much the same movie. Like, why? Why do this? It's like the directors were like, The Strangers is an older movie. Maybe people need a completely new film as a refresher. You know, instead of doing something different or, heaven forbid, entertaining. I haven't seen the original Strangers since it came out on DVD, but I still remember the movie pretty vividly.
Because I'm amazing.
So the whole time I was watching this, I kept constantly thinking of the original movie, because it's that similar. A young couple goes out of town to celebrate their 5-year anniversary. They go to a diner in Hick Town, and because they look slightly like outsiders, everyone inside makes a big deal out of it. They order food and ask for a vegetarian dish, which makes all the Hicks make a big deal out of it. And then they say they've only been dating for 5 years and aren't actually married, and the Hicks make a big deal about it. And you know what else?
Nice book of cliches.
As they are about to leave, their car magically stops working, and the guy, I don't give a fuck to call either of them by their names, thinks that the local garage shop messed with their car as a scam. The ginger chick calms him down, and one of the hot waitresses suggests a local B&B to stay for a night while they're waiting for parts to be shipped. They get dropped off and the couple enjoys some quiet time, and right before they start fooling around, a heavy knock happens at the door. They answer it, and a shadowy figure asks if Tamara's home.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
This is the exact same as the first movie. Couple is in a secluded place, about to fool around, knock at the door interrupts them, and some shadowy figure asks if Tamara's here. It's the same shit. I'm struggling to even continue talking here. It's that similar. So yeah, the guy goes away to grab his inhaler and some food. In the original, he went to go get some cigarettes because his girlfriend can't sleep without them. And while he's gone, she gets a scare or two. He comes back, some more scares happen. And in the original, the sneakiness was what made the first so good. These people took playing with their food to the next level. And that was a breath of fresh air at the time. But in this movie, their sneakiness and stalking half the time sucks. Like, standing behind someone and watching them and not getting caught, I do that. I mean, I get that. Standing in someone's peripheral vision and never being noticed, and once they turn their head, the person is immediately gone, I do not get that. The weapons that the people are stalking with are pretty much the same as well, but I have to point out that the chef's knife in this movie is comically sized. It's too big. It looks like a teenager made it. A regular chef's knife is plenty big to give off a scare factor. Whatever. So they go from the house to a nearby shed and are able to get a gun. Of course, they miss their one shot, but keep moving. They hear someone at the front door of the place and our guy immediately turns the corner and shoots the guy in the face, who turned out to be the owner. Hey, you remember how in the original it was a best friend that came into the house walking around very nervously because he thought something was wrong, and there was a lot of tension building because the guy with an axe was right behind him and we thought he was gonna get got, but he then gets shot in the face because the couple was cowering in a closet and they just shot the first thing that they saw.
Same, but different.
And also, worse. They quickly get into the guy's car, smart, but it gets rammed into by a sneak attack. By an old-ass Ford truck.
Bullshit!
Yeah, that would never happen. You cannot sneak up on someone in a car like that and surprise them. They are secluded in the woods. Literally any and all noises become super noticeable very easily. So our guy gets pinned and he tells the ginger to bolt. She does and he is able to get his shotgun out. The axe guy jumps on the hood of the car, smashes the axe into the windshield, and then our guy raises his gun and fires, and of course he misses.
What is this, amateur hour?
So while our ginger is out on her own, she is able to call the cops and get snuck up on in the woods and knocked out. Ugh, this would be a lot harder to pull off than what this movie is showing us. I could easily be convinced that the people who wrote this shit never actually spent any time in the woods. So our guy is looking for his girl and he sneaks up on one of the masked people. And this is probably my favorite part of the movie. She's playing with him while a shotgun barrel is pointed at her face. Like she knows he's not really gonna pull the trigger or he's too much of a pussy to really follow through or whatever. And then he gets ready to shoot her, then he cocks his gun. This fucking rookie was pointing a gun at a masked psycho and didn't even have a shell in the chamber.
What is this, amateur hour?
And of course, right before he pulls the trigger, the axe guy sneaks up on him without a sound and knocks him out. You remember how in the first movie the guy sneaks up on one of the masked people but at a distance, they don't know that he has the sights on them? Then he hears running footsteps and the axe guy comes and kicks him in the face and knocks him out.
Same, but different.
And also, worse. They wake up tied to chairs, just glaring at each other. We, the audience, can't see anything else. They are talking a little and he asks her to marry him and she says yes, and then they get stabbed once each by the axe guy and then he kicks their chairs over and they die. Hey, you remember how in the first one the movie started out awkward because like he proposed to her and she said no, so the whole movie had this kind of awkward tension between them, and at the end when they are tied up and dressed in their nice clothes again and she has a ring on and they cry and she says yes, she will marry him. And then they get stabbed to death and left for the two young boys to find.
Same, but different.
And also, worse. Also, this scene is kind of weird, because these people are talking to each other like the masked killers aren't also in the room, but apparently they've been there the whole time. It kind of reminds me of this scene.
Well, that was awkward.
Yes, it was.
Sort of a private conversation.
Very much a family type moment.
We didn't need to hear any of that.
Not for our ears.
So this movie ends with the cops coming to the place and our girl wakes up in a hospital late at night and it's raining outside. And the credits roll and says to be continued. And my first thought was, do I want this to continue? But wait, after the first batch of credits, she wakes up again in the hospital and she gets up from the bed and we see the axe guy laying right next to her in the bed, which she apparently didn't notice. Holy shit, this movie isn't just bad, it's useless. There is no need for shot-for-shot remakes, like ever. It's the worst kind of remake. I can understand hating on remakes because people just don't like newer films because of the lack of practical effects and charm of the older flicks. I can understand people hating on remakes because they want to see more original ideas. I can understand hating on remakes that take a completely different turn and misfire. I don't give them too much of a second thought. They tried something new and failed. It happens. But a shot-for-shot remake? Fuck you. And your lazy ass cash-grabbing attempts at getting money from a genre of fans that are constantly starved for another good horror movie. Lots of horror movies come out every year, and plenty of them suck, and plenty of them are remakes, sequels, prequels, and whatnot. Like 70% of those are lame. 20% are decent, and the last 10% are good. This is the 70% category. Do not see this movie. I think I saw the TV Glow just got a wider release recently. Go and watch that instead. And if you're not in the mood for something in theaters, give Infested a watch, if you don't mind reading subtitles. And never forget to stay spooky. Thank you all for watching till the end. We're getting close to monetization. We just need my watch hours to go up. So please, feel free to give a like, a sub, and click to watch one of my other vids. It'll be spooky.